Yesterday, your buddy Scott said he didn't want to air his dirty laundry about taking revenge upon you. Did he take revenge on you?
I'm not going to air my dirty laundry again.
Oh, come
No,
on.
I don't think he did. If he did, he didn't remember. Scott's the kind of guy that would have aired his dirty laundry if he had something. But I don't remember anything. It's a long time ago. I don't remember any revenge.
He was talking about how you guys sort of shared ideas, especially in Northern Illinois. He was like your boss. I mean, he was your boss,
Yeah,
technically, right?
yeah.
What kind of ideas did you share? I mean, not the technical football stuff, but just other
Well,
stuff.
they were just as okay defensively before I got there, but he knew I knew the front seven. He was kind of a DB guy, so I really tied him into the front seven. I mean, to me as a coordinator, you got to know you can't just be a DB guy and not know what's going on in front. I think that happens a lot of times, and you can't be a D line. You don't see many D line coaches as coordinators, and you don't see a ton of secondary coaches as coordinators, but you see a lot more secondary guys as coordinators, and you see a lot of linebacker coaches because they're in between the run fit and the pass fit. So I think that's probably what he's talking about when he mentions that is just tying the run and the pass together, which I'm not sure they were all tied in together back in the day. They are certainly are now. So I helped. He helped obviously with me just covered things and ideas
I was sort of touched on the press conference. I mean, is it fun in a way to go up against a guy who you know pretty well?
there. It's always. I mean, I think it's always fun. I mean, it's always fun to play your friends. I guess you wish nobody would lose, but every weekend someone's going to win, and someone's going to lose, and that's part of the business. But there's so many things that he knows about us, and little technique things. You know, like like there'll be some crack and goes in my opinion. Are we going to run them better than they? And he knows a trick, and I know a trick. We both know the same tricks, so it'll be interesting to see how offenses attack the defenses. And how well we mix things up defensively, and how they mix things
Can you get paralyzed a little bit when well, he knows that I like to do this, and you know that he knows that you know what I mean? In other words, can you,
up.
at
You
some
could
point, does
let that
that,
happen, but good thing is I'm not calling any plays. I can't get paralyzed. I don't know if he does or not, but no, you can't worry about that. You got to play
You explain what a crack and go is?
football.
I'm not a football.
Crack and go is when the receiver outside comes like he's going to crack a safety for the run, and
Uh-huh.
he goes vert.
Okay, all right.
There's different ways to run. Some guys run them good, some run them bad, some don't run them as well as you think they might. So
And
I'll
Syracuse
leave
is
it at that.
Syracuse is good at
Say
it.
it's how close you look at things. You know what I'm saying? The closer you look at them, the better.
Syracuse is good at that then.
Well, I'm not.
Too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, they ran a very good one against Central Michigan.
You mentioned like you're not calling plays. How is like your input to the offense gone so far this year? Are you saying are you giving Cheney like specific play call ideas, or are you just saying more big picture? Hey, let's run the ball here. What's sort of your input on the offense been like so far?
You know what? I have little ideas here and there, and I'll go in and talk to them, and especially this week because I know their defense more than I know names, I know things like that, so I'll go and talk to them a little bit more this week as far as scheme and what they're trying to do, what this looks like. But every week I'll come in and say, hey, they're doing this. This would be good to me. When you know defense, you know what plays will hurt. So you try to give input that way, but not on game day. On game day he'll ask, or I'll tell him, hey, you got, this is 4 down territory. To get a couple yards. So that's really, the coaching goes on during the week. It's not on.
What about communication? I mean, were there bumps along the way? I mean, you guys got things pretty ironed out, pretty smooth after 6 games.
After 6 games, I think it's been pretty smooth since game one. Really. We worked those things. We'd have scrimmages, be in the press box, Heinz Field. We had coaches up in the booths there, with headphones on. So we worked all the game. That should be done. We shouldn't be going, into the season, even into game one, trying to figure things out. That's what we have done for spring ball.
With it being halfway through the season, what's something maybe that didn't turn out the way you going into the job would have thought it's happened to this point?
Nothing really. You got anything? I can't think of anything. Do you think of anything? Any ideas? I mean, everything doesn't go as expected. Expected with 6, like you said, that one loss. But everything's gone. There's always going to be ups and downs. I can't say anything's not going the way.
Have you found a lot demands on your time this week, though? I mean, the ranking, the 5-1 and all that, more
No.
interviews, more requests. That
They
kind of
didn't have any. They didn't give us any more press conference, did you, EJ?
I was willing to add some.
thing. I feel like I see a new article about you every day, so I don't know if you were doing a lot more or if you're getting more demands.
You know, the nice thing is, commute at home, 10 o'clock at night when you're driving home, you can always call somebody. So, we save late at night, take delays and all that stuff. It's not going to take away from preparation.
You mentioned 10 o'clock. I mean, in my experience, I know coaches that sleep in their offices and stay a lot longer than that preparing for a game. Do you like to get your guys out of here at a decent hour?
I do like to get them out at a decent hour, and I'll go around and say, hey guys, it's time to get out. Some guys leave, I was always the last one when I was the coordinator. And I'm not going to kick anybody out. I was never kicked out of the office, but say, hey, we give them a time, say, hey, 10 o'clock, we should be done. You know what? If you don't have your job done, you don't get the paper. You don't have the article ready to go. You got to get it done. So everybody's got to be prepared, and some are better time managers than others. And so I don't micromanage that, but I do want our coaches to stay fresh. I think it's important we stay fresh. You can't have energy the next day in practice if you stayed up past midnight. So you can overdo it. I think you have to keep your team fresh. You keep the coaches fresh as well.
You guys still trying to figure out what the best way to use Chad in this offense is?
I think we have said that pass last week. We have pass. Got the pass. See that they took him.
It took 2 weeks to set up, but it
but it set up
almost
pretty
hit.
good. Yeah, it should have been a big play. But, we'll continue to do what we do. We got ideas.
How did Darren feel coming out in his first game playing? How did you feel?
Darren Hall, I felt great. He looks good. He was good. Ready to go. Third down one, put the shoulder down, kind of turn it back. Got to fall forward, fall backwards.
What challenges does when Syracuse likes to spread it out go with no protection? What sort of challenges does that present to the defense?
When they spread it out,
Or not always 5 receivers, but no extra protection.
well, I mean, they got plenty of receivers to throw to, so it's a spread offense. They like to get what you call two wings there, which one's a tight end, sometimes two backs, age backs and call. But they're going to spread them out, but they got them there if they need to protect, but they also have them out in route, so you got to treat it as empty and 5 quick receivers in route. So there's a lot of people who do that. So you got to do a whole lot too. You're just going to expect them to kind of try to dig it, their yards that way. But struggle with protection at times. And, you could also get your quarterback hit. So,
Does that mean that the front four, the defensive line, has to provide more of the pressure if you have more guys in the front?
not necessarily. Depends on what the defense is. If you're bringing four guys, yeah. You're bringing 3 guys, yeah. You're bringing 5 or 6. And linebacker pressure.
Given what the next 2 games are for you guys after this week, have you tried to stop anyone from looking ahead at all this week?
No, I sure hope not. What's it?
Carolina and Notre Dame?
Both in the same week?
Yeah, back to back.
No. Like we're looking ahead. We got issues. The only thing we're looking ahead to is just the schedule. Make sure our kids know exactly how tight it's going to be next week. Take care of the bodies.
Is that preparation for the short week something that starts after the game on Saturday night, or just condensing film watching that kind of thing?
They started looking down like they always do.
How did Jordan get through the week?
Him and Parrish, you expect them to play on Saturday?
I think there's both problems.
What about any update on the other guys coming back this week?
Seems like the guys we have out and the guys we have out.
With Reggie, is this trying to linger a little bit longer than you guys anticipated?
Anything else before we wrap this up?
Actually, when you have now that Hall came back, you've got a bunch of carries. You have 3 running backs. How do you walk that line where if one guy's hot, you keep him in there? If you want to get everybody in there, how do you make that decision, or does the game take care of itself?
It can take care of itself. I mean, you're going to handle those guys, let them go, and you keep them fresh too. So I don't know if any of them can handle taking 35 to 40 snaps. If find out in the fourth quarter. I mean, you look at 3rd down and 1, and Aaron Hall doesn't make it, and you go 4th and 1, and 37 don't have to pass out of go. It's a little bit different. I should have had the other guy in. Yeah. So we just got to keep rotating and find out who.
Are you surprised at all at the resiliency of your team? I mean, James hasn't played all year, but doesn't seem.
The opener for the first half.
All right, since then, but you know what I mean. They seem to have carried on fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to move on.